giving up 4 earned on 8 hits. He would receive a no decision. And the O's bat struggled at the plate again, going 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position, though Jeremiah Jackson continued his hot streak. He'd go 2 for 5 with 3 RBI, including a 2-run homer in the 5th inning. The Birds are back at 500 with a 9-9 record. Tonight they're in Cleveland, opening up a 4-game set with the Guardians. And the Fan will get you prepped for this evening's matchup with Baltimore baseball tonight, presented by Jerry's Home Services, beginning at 5 p.m. First pitch slated for 6:10. Your Thursday forecast from the Bob Bell Kia Nissan of Essex Weather Center. Another hot day ahead with partly cloudy skies and highs in the low 90s. I'm Joe LaCroix, Ravens, Terps, and your home with the most Orioles coverage. We are 105.7 The Fan.
A cop, a coach, a con man, and an average Joe. The Big Bad Morning Show. 105.7 The Fan.
Welcome in, Big Bad Morning Show. Jeremy Kahn, Femi Ayanbadejo, Ed Norris will join us at 7 o'clock. Lots to get into today. Going to be a heavy focus, Femi. I know your last day with us today. I think Steve Molesky's in tomorrow.
It's not my last day, bro. It's never my last day.
With us, with just Joe and myself.
Don't limit me, bro.
I'm waiting for you to say something you're not supposed to say and then blame me again. So a heavy focus on the Ravens today. Mm-hmm. We're going to look at a lot of things, directions they can go in. After listening to some of the Liars Luncheon, I don't know why I came away going, they're going to draft Kenyon Sadiq. In my mind, that's all I believe. And I know, you can't believe anything you see there or hear there, any of that stuff. But I often think that DeCosta says some things where you can kind of see through it. I think the offensive line makes so much sense, but I think he said something about a difference maker. And if you see a difference maker at 14 or wherever, you take him.
Well, this is the thing. I would be if you stay at 14, you can't draft a corner, you can't draft a safety, and you can't draft a wide receiver, in my opinion.
Okay.
It would make no sense for me.
But tight end's different?
Tight end's different because Kenyon Sadiq is a tight end at a position that we're thin at. We only have 2 guys there, youth. He's a young player. He's a playmaker. He can be an X receiver. He's a red zone threat. The ceiling is so high.
He's amazing,
he checks a ton of boxes for us. So I'm good with Sadiq. And what's interesting, Jeremy, is I was on Sadiq really early. And I think I've come back to where if Fano, Maui Goa, Ione are there, I'd be happy with it. But the offensive line depth is like Basantis and Pregnon and Proctor. There's so many offensive linemen that, in my mind, in your first 4 picks, if you don't trade back, you've got to get 2 of your first 4 picks, got to be offensive linemen. One needs to be an interior offensive lineman. One needs to be a center and one needs to be a guard. But you can draft a tackle that can play guard that could eventually be your full-time tackle. Yeah. So I love the offensive line in this draft. So I understand the Sadiq pick, and I wouldn't jump through the roof over it, because I understand it, because I think we could use another playmaker on offense, and Lamar loves the tight ends, and this is a tight end-centric offense. So there's so many boxes that get checked with the Kenyon Sadiq box, but there are tight ends throughout this draft. I mean, like Oscar Delp, for me, is probably going to be a 5th-round pick. This kid, for me, on video, I played tight end in college. A lot of people don't know that. Like I was a true tight end, a true Y, and I played a lot of H.
So you did a lot of H-back then.
Yeah, I did a lot of H-back, and I was a starting Y at San Diego State, like undersized, like a Shannon Sharp type. Me and Shannon are very similar in size, and I ran like a low 4.5, right? 230 pounds, but I could block good enough, and I could get open. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I understand the maneuverability and route running and being multi-dimensional and being athletic at the position. And obviously, I'm no Kenyon Sadiq athletically. This dude is like a Martian, but there's something about what he brings to the table and all the boxes that he checks that I'd actually be happy with Sadiq, but I'd feel like we're getting a really nice toy when I really need bricks for my foundation. And that's really why I want offensive linemen. So if none of those linemen are there, then I'd be really happy with Sadiq.
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like they talked a lot about the linemen, how deep it was. Talked about getting a player that changes everything, or, like difference makers. And again, you really can't take anything away from it. And I'm almost reading too much into it.
I don't think you're wrong though, because I think Eric is such a wizard at telling half truths. Mm-hmm. And I think the way that he talked about Fano and Ione, the way he said it, it was so smooth. Like, yeah, they're first round picks. They're worthy of being first round picks. And the way he never really, I did not hear him say Sadiq's name. he didn't say it. You know what I mean? So like part of me is like he's moving a bunch of papers over here.
So if I want to put this square peg into a round hole and kind of convince people that like you got a new coach coming in who's a defensive minded coach, right? So I think a lot of people are like, okay, what does he want to do? What type of impact? But you brought in Declan Doyle, who's running that Ben Johnson offense. And when you look at when the offense changed, clearly finding their quarterback. But the other part of this that really made it work was when they drafted their weapons, Roma Dunze, and then last year, Colson Loveland.
Yeah.
And they've had this. And I heard rumors about Cole Kmet possibly getting, I don't know if it's traded or the Ravens picking him up. I don't know if he's a free agent or not because he played in that offense and then bring him over here. I don't know. I've heard a lot of Liars Luncheons. I listen to a lot. And I try to take anything I can or find any type. I don't have any inside information, so I don't want people to think that, I got told this. The more and more I listen to it, I'm going, I don't know. I feel like Kenyon Sadiq's their guy.
So for me, the way that I broke it down is that there are about 7 guys that pick. There'll be one of the 7 guys that I think will be there. I mentioned Maui Goa, Fano, Ione. Love won't be there, but if he's there, you take him. If Styles is there, you take him. Generational. If Bain is there, you take him. I just don't imagine a world. If Sadiq is there and none of those linemen are there, I'd be fine with that. I just don't see a universe where none of those 7 are there because somebody's going to do something that surprises you. A guy's going to jump into the top 15 that you don't expect to be there. Someone's going to fall to you that you don't expect to get.
Yep.
But what's interesting is they talk about premium positions. Styles, Love, Caleb Downs, right? Like these guys are probably the best guys in the draft. Sadiq. I mean, I think the tight end's becoming a premium position, and I think it's subjective. Like I think certain years, the tight end's premium. Tight end's not premium. The way we use tight ends now, they're receivers. I think they're a premium position at this point, and they're a premium position in this offense.
Aren't they turning into what pass rushers or like the 3-4?
Yeah, the edge rusher type. Yeah, for sure. They've definitely become that. And if you just look at the guys that are multi-dimensional and multifaceted, that can be red zone threats that are going to double team with the tackle in the run game. They're going to be in space blocking safeties and linebackers. You can line them up, throw them a jump ball. They're critical on third down. These tight ends, these big body guys. Mark Andrews is not going to blow you away at the combine, but he's got great control. He's deceptively bigger and faster than you think, and he has a great connection with his quarterback. I think that's what makes Mark Andrews really well. And book this right now. Mark Andrews is going to have a revival season this year. If you look at what the Bears did, the Bears had 7 guys that had over 30 catches or more. The Bears had 4 guys that had 600 yards or more. The number of targets that the receivers and the tight ends got. Loveland had an amazing season. I think Loveland was a rookie last year. Isn't that right? Yeah. And so for him to be able to do what he did, not really necessarily understanding a pro-style offense. And obviously
Tyler Warren being the 2 big tight ends.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just feel like the football gods, I think he's owed a little bit of a debt. He's been through some stuff, and the negativity, I just feel like things even out in the end. This is art, not science, by the way. And I'm more of a science guy, but I know sometimes there are things that are unexplainable that just happen. And I feel like Mark Andrews is going to have one of those bounce back years.
Look, man, I like the call. And again, the thing I liked about the Chicago offense is you had guys like DJ Moore, you had these other pieces you were looking at, and then all of a sudden as you're watching it, you see Luther Burden coming along, and you're like, this guy has to be an integral part of this offense to go along with Rome. You let Keenan Allen walk. You start to see that these young receivers, and maybe that's something they see in Tez taking another step forward.
Bro, are you in my brain? Because I was literally about to check. This is the thing that excites me about Tez, is that I think they're going to give him every opportunity to be the number 3 receiver. That's why I just don't see them drafting a receiver in the first round. Now, could they fall back and get a Skylar Bell or Chris Bell from Louisville? Yeah, I think they could. Would I be happy with that? Absolutely. Because I think if you get your offensive lineman or you get your playmaker with your first pick, if you go offensive line, then with your number 2 pick, you can go best player available. And for me, in that situation, it's corner, wide receiver, potentially an edge player. Maybe Kristen Miller falls. I doubt it. The D line is really thin for me. Subjectively, I just don't think there's a lot of interior D linemen available. That's why I think DJ Reader and Jadeveon Clowney will be post-draft signees potentially. One of them, maybe both of them. Njoku also falls in that bucket. I just think they're going to address tight end. I love David Njoku, but personally, I feel like they're going to address tight end in the draft because it's so rich. You're going to be able to get talent for 4th, 5th, and 6th round.
Again, if you get Sadiq, if Sadiq is your guy in the first round, don't know if that's what the case is, but if that's your guy, you get a difference maker right off the bat. But as you pointed out, I feel like there's 10 or 12 tight ends in this draft that I like.
Hey, let me tell you something. There's legit 10 that can be starters in the NFL.
Yeah.
Legit. And depending on, and you said 12, I won't argue with you because I have a list today right here of 10 guys and I'm like, I'd be happy with any one of these guys. I've done 30 mock drafts. Daquan Wright is got a really high ceiling, really talented. I got him in the 6th round in some of these mock drafts. That's insane to me with his talent level.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
I was trying to look. I was trying to find Ken McCusick's. I still have all his notes over here.
Yeah, so
we went over tight ends the other day, and I'm going down the list, and he had 20 of them listed, and I'm like, I like 16, I like 14, I like, you know.
Hey, Ken, I've done Ken's show a couple times. He's one of the most intelligent people, and it's not just his intelligence. There's a lot of intelligent people that give draft analysis. It's how level-headed he is and the way he uses his inputs, age, different advanced metrics that a lot of people don't talk about. And he uses it in a way with context that makes it really digestible just for the layman. And I love his analysis. And so a lot of times in the morning, I'll just listen to Ken's podcast on YouTube.
When I found out Ken, I hope you don't mind me saying this, I think he said it before, was an actuary.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It's okay, all this makes sense of why you're so in-depth on everything and get it. But, man, there was so much I wanted to talk about in that first segment. It didn't even have to do with sports. But once we started getting rolling on the Ravens and how it goes, we have a ton of Ravens segments coming up. The World of Stupids at 7:15, and I feel like I have 2 very, very amazing stories today. So get your kids out your car. There's a couple things we're going to talk about. But coming up next, we do have to get in the Orioles and Diamondbacks. O's lose game 3 in that series. Diamondbacks take 2 from them here, and then now they got to go to Cleveland. They play tonight. We'll get into all that, talk about what went wrong in yesterday's game, what went right. More of that and your phone calls, 410-583-1057 right here on The Fan.
Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. 105.7 The Fan.
Traffic brought to you by Comprehensive Injury Prevention Solutions. Just like athletes, workers need preparation to perform safely. The Career Care Program from CIP Solutions builds ergonomic confidence into every shift, reducing strain and preventing setbacks before they happen. Learn more at careercare.co. Stronger teams, fewer setbacks.
Sponsored by Duke's Mayonnaise.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about Duke's Mayo. It says here it's got twang. That sounds good. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
When orthopedic pain strikes, you don't always have time to wait for an appointment. That's why Ortho Maryland offers walk-in care at 5 convenient locations across Baltimore and Harford counties. From sprains and strains to sports injuries and sudden joint pain, our orthopedic experts are here to help you get the care you need. No appointment, no problem. Just walk in and get back to doing what you love. While waiting ER or urgent care, go straight to the orthopedic experts. Visit orthomaryland.net for hours and location information.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Penalties and interest are piling up every single day. Wage garnishments and bank levies could hit any moment. If you've been avoiding it out of fear, you're not alone. But waiting only shrinks your options and ramps up the stress. The truth is, the IRS settles with taxpayers every day through legitimate programs, and many qualify to reduce what they owe, in some cases by up to 99%. That's why thousands turn to helpwithirsdebt.com. They've guided over 120,000 Americans, resolved more than $2.3 billion in tax debt, and back every case with their ironclad resolution guarantee. If there's no real path forward, you get a full refund, no fine print. They even randomly select one qualifying client each year and pay off their entire IRS balance. Terms apply. Don't let another day pass. Go to helpwithirsdebt.com right now. It's fast, easy, and confidential. Find out what's possible today. Helpwithirsdebt.com. Once again, that's helpwithirsdebt.com.
Hey, it's Vinny Haynie. Don't miss Town Appliance Spring Black Friday shopping event happening right now with incredible savings across top appliance brands. Explore premium options like Frigidaire, Electrolux, and more. Whether you're redesigning your kitchen, outdoor area, or just need an upgrade, Town Appliance offers nationwide delivery and a showroom experience worth the visit, plus flexible financing. Stop by off Reisterstown Road, give them a call or text, or shop anytime at townappliance.com.
During Window Nation's The More You Buy, The More You Save sale, you could save up to 50% off on new windows for your home. Plus, you could get them with 0% financing for 5 years. Sale ends soon. So visit windownation.com now to book a consultation.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center.
Good morning. Problems on the inner loop of the Beltway this morning. The inner loop just before exit 30, that's Perring Parkway. An accident has the right lane and the right shoulder blocked. Also on the inner loop at exit 11, that's the 95 exit. An accident has the 2 left lanes and the left shoulder blocked. Also, Ritchie Highway is closed in both directions between 8th and 9th Avenue due to an accident. With your traffic, I'm Maria Dennis.
Update from the Yard is sponsored by Farnan and Dermer. Beat the summer heat. Call the comfort guys at Farnan and Dermer for their $89 precision tune-up to make sure your system is in tip-top shape. Call 410-367-7777.
In the air to right field. That ball is headed for the flag court.
On 105.7, The Fan.
Jackson to right field, and the Orioles fall short in 10. A tough ending to the homestand. Vibes were really high after the 6-run comeback win on Monday, but they dropped a 4-3 game yesterday and an extra inning affair today. The Diamondbacks get 3 in the 10th and win it 8-5.
There you go. That's Kevin Brown. Kind of a tough one yesterday. They had, what did I say? I said to somebody, I played trivia last night, my trivia team. We were talking about the Orioles loss yesterday, and I said, it's one of those games that it was so fun to watch, but the ending did not go your way. It's like watching one of the greatest movies, and you're like, this is what we're doing at the end? That sucked, you know? So
Game of Thrones season 8, last episode. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to bring up old stuff.
You and I were just getting into a ton of Game of Thrones stuff. I wish we could just roll with that. But no, like with the Orioles yesterday, taking the lead, Jeremiah Jackson, God, he's become a problem.
Yep.
And that's a good thing.
In the field and at the plate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, look, it's he's kind of locked in right now. It's fun to watch and seeing what's going on with the team and the different things that happened in yesterday's game. Like Bradish, still some questions of him figuring it out. Had a lot of guys on base, got out of some jams here and there. Felt like he deserved maybe a little bit better than he got, but it is what it is. And then when you get to the bullpen, okay, let's flip this coin and see what happens. The Pete Alonso call, which a lot of people were like, come on, what is that? And then, of course, what was it, Del Castillo with the bomb and extra innings that really kind of separated
Del
everything.
Castillo and Perdomo, man. Perdomo was just a pain in there. You know what? I felt like the whole series on the base paths and stuff. Wells with the bullpen. I think Wolfram, too. Just
Corbin Carroll had a sneaky good day yesterday.
Corbin Carroll is, one of the best players in baseball. And obviously being a Giants fan, he does a lot of mean things to the Giants, so I know how that feels. You know what? I think I was telling you when we were talking off air that it's all in front of the O's still. They're 9-9, but it just hasn't all come together yet. I don't think there's anything to be pessimistic about. This is baseball. Technically, if there was a playoff game today, they would be a wild card team. So I think sometimes you just got to tread water, and guys will play themselves into their roles. Like, that's what's going to happen. And I don't think all that's been sorted yet, but you're finding some diamonds in the rough. Last week we're talking about Taylor Ward. This week we're talking about Jeremiah Jackson. And the power, the completeness of his game right now, is it sustainable? I hope it is. I'm here for it. I want to see it. Bradish, man, I think he hit 98 a couple times yesterday on the velo. Like, it just looked like his velocity, like it just looked like his arm was, he looked good. It just, the baseball gods, this is what I talked about. Sometimes, it just happens this way. The balls bounce the way they bounce, and it'll even out in the long run. Was it as even of a game? Did he have as much control and command as you would want to see? Probably not, but can you feel optimistic about, what he could do once things all come together? And I think he had a really solid outing in the previous series, didn't he? Yeah. Was it against the White Sox? No, maybe it was. I'm trying to think back to his last start. Was it against the Giants?
I think it was the Giants.
Was it the Giants? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, it's all blending together for me. You know how baseball
didn't the
is.
Giants get our 3 best starters? They got Rogers, Bradish, and Boz.
Well, I don't remember the order of operation. I just remember the Giants won game 1, and then the O's won the first 2, and then they obviously took the next game against Arizona. So they were on a bit of a roll there. But I think the point is that I'm still solid. I'm still high on the bullpen. I'm still high on the ceiling for Bradish. I still think this lineup hasn't even scratched the surface on their potential. And, Jeremiah Jackson is proving his value. And look, Taylor Ward, we're talking about him leading. I think he was leading the major leagues in doubles at one point. You know, it's been
he still might be.
Yeah, and there's been a little bit less talk around him since Jeremiah Jackson has kind of stepped into the light. But I still think there's a lot to be optimistic about. And what they started, was it a 3-game series with Cleveland today? 4-game series with Cleveland. Okay,
so tonight you get Parker Messick, who, by the way, lefty. Maybe you don't get any indication because Eduardo Rodriguez isn't the power lefty he was, but last year the Orioles made any lefty look amazing. The way we kind of set it up for a good portion of the season, they made every left-hander, no matter how hard they threw, if they were a 85-mile-an-hour soft tossing lefty or one guy that's humping it up there, putting it up close to triple digits, they made everyone look like Sandy Koufax in his Cy Young year. And then towards the end of the season, it got a little bit better. So the big question was, how are they going to look against lefties? You get another one in Parker Messick, who I think is very underrated. I think this is a guy that most people don't know his name. You're going to start to learn it. And how many times is Cleveland? Who else do we need to put in this mix? The Yankees. How many times do we are like, where did that guy come from? It's like, he was in their farm system. We didn't realize it. I almost said their name wrong, but Schlittler, like the Yankees always seem to find one of these guys in their farm system and develop them and have them come through.
Hey, how about what Ohtani is doing? Oh, my goodness, dude. Can he stop, please? Like, it's just like, I hate the Dodgers, obviously, for my own personal reasons, but he's pitching yesterday. I just had to watch him. He didn't even DH yesterday.
My agent's son he's one of the top PR people for the Dodgers. And then my agent sends me pictures of all the Dodgers World Series rings, and I just tell him to piss off, man.
Stop it.
Yeah, piss off. And my agent, by the way, you'll like this, because he was asking me why I don't get out and do more, and then because I was talking about how bad my back hurts. And then he called me the P word.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said, stop being he goes, I'm 70 years old, and or however old he said he was, and I'm out playing pickleball 3 times a week, and I'm out going for runs. I'm not trying to listen to that. And I'm like, why did I hire you? He was just beating me up. But look, getting back to this with the Diamondbacks coming to town, really thought we could take advantage of their bullpen, and with the fact that they have no lefties out there. It's one of the weirdest things, seeing a team coming to the season without a single lefty. Not one that they trusted, so you go with your best pieces and move forward. But I do think that kind of gives some teams a platoon advantage later with guys you can put in your lineup. If you know they have 0 lefties coming out, you can stack that damn thing up with righties as much as you want.
I think Arizona suffers from the same thing that Tampa sort of suffers from a little bit. Now, they're not exactly the same, but they play above their weight quite a bit. They're pesky, they're hard to get rid of, they're cockroaches, they don't die. And look at their lineup. I mean, they're solid. They got a lot of athleticism in their lineup.
What I think kills them is I think they make bad free agent signings.
Yeah.
Zach Greinke. Who was the other? Who was the other pitcher that they had come up? Oh, you sign Corbin Burns. He gets hurt. You don't realize it's going to happen. There was another big time star. Eduardo Rodriguez didn't work out. The old Rangers pitcher that they signed for all the money after they won the World Series.
Yeah, you stumped me on that one.
I can't think of his name now. Damn it. It'll come to me in a sec. But it feels like even when the bats and they've gone out and signed people, they end up moving them a few years later. It's like, why do we sign? It might be better just drafting and re-signing their own and finding the guys to fill.
That's definitely what they're best at.
So, but looking at the Orioles now going in a 4-game set with the Guardians, this is another situation for them to kind of, go in. You're going to face a team that's light hitting, but they've had some guys on their team. Chase DeLauder's hitting in the middle of the lineup. I just saw the projections for the top 10 home run hitters right now in baseball, and Gunner's projected for 50-some. And I think they have Jordan Walker projected for like 80 or whatever. But the guy that was on the list that kind of surprised me was Chase DeLauder. And then now if you get protection for guys like Jose Ramirez and they've got some power in their lineup, they're still very light hitting in my opinion. But their pitching's always been solid. Like, think about last year. They lost their closer and one of their starters to a gambling issue. One of the best closers in the game, gone. And then they just come back and they find other pieces to fill in. So, like what they're doing, and it should be interesting for Albie to go back and face his former, I think they're best friends, but they're close, and Stephen Vogt. So
yeah, I'm looking at the overview of the game, and I'm trying to, if I could hang my hat on something for the Guardians, they're not really. So, I'm not even going to throw this out there. It's not relevant to most people that are laymen that are listening to this. There's nothing that they do that's elite, but they're 10-9. You know what I mean? So they're not necessarily in the top half of baseball in any statistic that would make you go, oh, got to watch out for that. So, yeah.
Well, they have a rotation kind of like I thought we have, but I think we have better frontline guys. Like, I do think Bradish and Rogers can be better than most of the guys that they have, but to me, they're built for the regular season. They have 4 or 5 solid guys. Like even Slade Ciccone, who pitched yesterday. He didn't do anything amazing, but like watch him over the court. He's solid. He gives you a chance to win. And then when their bullpen comes in, they're pretty strong. Even if they've started off slow, they're going to be fine. I just feel like when you brought up the Rays, I think that's the version of the Rays that can spend just a little bit more money than them. Kind of the same thing, but we'll see. Let's grab a phone call real quick. Antonio's in Rosedale. What's up, Antonio?
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Hey, Antonio. How you doing?
How about
you? I'm good. Happy Friday Eve.
Yeah, babe.
Yeah, babe. The Orioles defense is costing them games. Can it be fixed? Have a wonderful day.
Appreciate it. I mean, you got to work on this stuff. There's some guys that just aren't going to be great defenders, but there are certain guys you trust. We talked about this since the first week of the season. Where you think some of the weaknesses are. And then a lot of us had questions about the bullpen. And the bullpen, for the most part, a couple pieces have said, hey, we're all right.
Yeah, for sure.
But the defense has really let you down in a lot of spots. In the outfield and even in the infield, it's been rough.
I feel like in you get into high leverage situations where you need the defense to be solid. I feel like it's gotten away from them a little bit. I mean, if you look at them statistically, and this is the one area where Cleveland is really good, they're 4th in fielding. Mm-hmm. The O's are 17th, so kind of middle of the pack. But it's not the errors; it's when the errors happen. And I think the hidden error is the walks. It's the guys on the base paths, right? Like that's really where it eats into. And I think it wasn't this game; it was more last game where Rodgers had, like a sequence of things happen and he ended up walking somebody and then boom, 3-run bomb. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know how walks are. Like walks at any level will ruin a baseball game.
Yeah, I mean, you almost feel
walks and errors.
Anytime there's an error, a guy drops a foul ball or whatever, and you give a guy another.
You already know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah. All right, well, we've got more Ravens talk coming up. A lot of it, in fact. We're going to talk about Matabike next. Want to get your take on that?
Yeah, I got a take on that.
All right, we'll hear from Femi and want to hear from you. 410-583-1057 right here on The Fan.
Is back on The Fan. It's a new year, new attitude. Follow your hometown team all season on The Fan. Ryan Ripken, Mike Bordick, and Steve Molesky headline our baseball coverage along with Bob Haynie and Tim Barbalace. Your hosts on Baltimore Baseball Tonight. Spread the word around. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
With Bet365, winning is everything.
With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365, winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Maryland.
Ready to dig? Don't miss Utility. You already know that contacting 811 before you dig is the law, but it's also good business. Because if you strike a line and you didn't contact Miss Utility, you could lose your good name, future bids, even your business. Help keep Maryland and D.C. safe. Contact 811 before you dig. Your reputation is too important to miss Utility.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday. Wayfair's big sale is almost here, and you can score the best deals in home. Like up to 80% off everything home. Yes, you heard that right. 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. We're talking outdoor furniture and essentials, rugs, and more. All at Wayfair. And all up to 80% off during Wayday. Shop Wayfair's Wayday from April 25th through 27th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mirajoyed. That Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy one Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip Deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Get it in the app. Participation may vary.
Pump up the volume.
business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life, and you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech, plus gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Play Fast Play Home Run Riches from the Maryland Lottery for a chance to win cash instantly, or enter the Second Chance promotion and you could win a VIP game day experience, including premium seat access and more. Play Home Run Riches from the Maryland Lottery. Please play responsibly.
Odyssey Sports Draft coverage is presented nationally by Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the Bet365 app and lock in your picks before the game begins. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in select states only. From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center.
Good morning. Problems on the inner loop of the Beltway. At exit 11, there was a tractor trailer across the roadway that was disabled. It's now off to the side and blocking the right shoulder. Also on the inner loop, on the top side, an accident just before exit 30, that's Perring Parkway. And that accident has the right lane and the right shoulder blocked. With your traffic, I'm Maria Dennis.
From the OutGuy.com sports desk, here's Joe LaCroix.
Ravens GM Eric DeCosta talked with reporters on Wednesday afternoon at the annual pre-draft presser, also known as the Liars Luncheon. And with 1 week until the draft, EDC was sure not to divulge too much information on what the team may do with pick 14. Some are saying they'll go tight end. Others are predicting an offensive lineman. And considering the fact it's the Ravens, they could even trade back. Here's Eric DeCosta. Here's DeCosta with the tiniest bit of insight on how the team views the first round.
We think it's a solid draft. First round wise, there's definitely a drop-off probably midway through the round in terms of talent, but looking at the overall numbers and the players that we think have a chance to be starters in this draft.
The NFL Draft live from Pittsburgh next Thursday night. And yesterday at the Yard, the Diamondbacks outlasted the Birds 8-5, scoring 3 runs in the top of the 10th inning to take the 3-game series in Baltimore. This one went back and forth all afternoon long with 6 lead changes before the wheels fell off in extras. Tonight, the Birds are in Cleveland, opening up a 4-game set with the Guardians, and the Fan will get you prepped for tonight's matchup with Baltimore baseball tonight, presented by Jerry's Home Services, beginning at 5 p.m. First pitch slated for 6:10. Your Thursday forecast from the Bob Bell Kia Nissan of Essex Weather Center. Another hot day ahead with partly cloudy skies and highs in the low 90s. I'm Joe LaCroix, Ravens, Terps, and your home for the most Orioles coverage. We are 105.7 The Fan.
Rob, Jeremy, Ed, and Joe. The Big Bad Morning Show. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
All right, welcome back. Big Bad Morning Show. Jeremy Kahn, Femi Ayanbadejo. Ed North will join us shortly. Got a lot to get into here. We're going to talk about, and you're going to hear from Eric DeCosta in just 1 second. He told reporters that Nnamdi Madubuike's injury status won't impact the team's plans in the draft. We know they definitely want to get an interior defensive lineman. They've done well there, but let's hear from Eric first.
Nnamdi's status doesn't really affect us that much in terms of like what we're going to do in the draft at the defensive tackle position. So, as you know, we just try to rank the board, and then whoever the best player is at that point in time. Certainly would love to get a young defensive lineman if we can. I think it's important to try and do that every single year if we can. It's an important position. We want to get better up front, certainly, on both sides, offensive and defensive line-wise. It's a priority for us, I think. And getting a younger player in there who's a talented younger player would be ideal. And it just depends on how the board falls and who's available at that time.
I know we're hearing that clip, but it's kind of how it should be, right? Like they're reading the board the right way. And I know some people disagree with the drafting process. And I think you were interviewing Billick where he's like, well, it's not technically best player available, but it is. Like you're obviously, if you have a quarterback, you're not drafting a quarterback unless this is something where you think, hey, maybe we're moving in a different direction or maybe we can trade him for something else if someone's coveting him. But like it does get to the point where they've shown you we don't need a safety. Yet we're drafting Kyle Hamilton. Like they didn't have really a spot for him. Marlon Humphrey when they drafted him. Not telling you they needed a quarterback, but we all thought O.J. Howard was coming here because they desperately needed a tight end. They don't necessarily go the route you're expecting. But what do you take from the Matabike situation? Because if you get anything from him, it's a huge bonus.
Yeah, let me talk about what I call the BPA need matrix. Like I made it really, sound complex and crazy, but I don't think it's one or the other, right? If you have somebody generational, like you're not going to draft a safety now. You're drafting, you might draft a quarterback in the 6th round, but like BPA, it has to also like to assume that the need part isn't part of the equation. I think is just it's nonsensical. Like it has to be part of the equation, right? I personally don't, like I said, I personally would not draft a wide receiver at 14. I just don't like. I love Mekhi Lemon. I think he's the best receiver on the board. I still wouldn't draft him at 14.
I think the class is pretty deep too, at least in my opinion.
Say again?
I think the wide receiver class is pretty deep too.
I think it's deep, but not like a person who is generational deep, right? Like there's a lot of guys that are good that have a high ceiling.
Yeah, there are going to be 2 or 3 guys in there that we went, whoa, I didn't see that coming, or that guy. But there's also, like I brought up Deshaun Stribling yesterday, and he's a guy that I think
solid.
He fits a specific role. He's your deep threat, stretch the field guy.
I think there's some good receivers you can get in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round for sure, right?
That's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But there's nobody you're going to be like, oh man, this guy's going to be revolutionary. He's this Jerry Rice reincarnated, right? No, there's none of those in my opinion. But back to the D line. So my take on Nnamdi has been that there's a number of hurdles he's going to have to get over from a health check perspective. But the only ones that matter is when he puts the helmet on. I think he's going to breeze through all of them until training camp starts. Then when contact starts, we're going to have to get a health check and see where his neck is at, how his body responds, how his head responds. And as long as he can continue to ramp up, then we'll be good to go. My anticipation is that he's optimistic. The Ravens, they're never going to tip their cards, right? So I'm going to assume that it's going to be 70-30 that he's going to be back. With that being said, there's not necessarily anybody that I'm going to draft at 14 on the interior defensive line. I like Caden McDonald. I like Caleb Banks. I like Peter Woods. I like Christian Miller. To me, those are the top 4 guys. And then there's everybody else. Now, Lee Hunter from Texas Tech is solid as well. And maybe there's people that have him a little bit higher up than the person than Kristen Miller. But it's kind of, it's subjective at that point. You know what I mean?
It also about the different techniques and things the guys
exactly.
can do?
A 3 technique versus a 1 technique, true nose tackle versus a D tackle. You're completely right. And different defenses might lean toward a different guy because their skill set is more relevant to the defense that they're going to run.
Yeah, like I'm not saying they won't do it again, but like the Ravens finding those plugs in the middle of the line, it's like, okay, you're not doing that here.
Yeah, there's nobody that I can say right now that I go, oh my God, this guy's a Raven on the interior defensive line. We have to find a way to get him. What I do think, though, is that the DJ Reader play, and obviously Harbs in New York also has an interest in him, right? Maybe the guy that we're going to end up getting is actually an NFL free agent, and he's not in the draft. Now, you might find some kid later in the draft that, okay, we're going to get this guy. We'll take a flyer on him. We have 11 picks. Let's draft a defensive interior lineman. When we look at who's on the board at this pick, this is the right guy, and you go ahead and you take him. Let's see how the board falls.
Yeah. Look, I think this is something that I was just telling you in the commercial break, like, yesterday, I went home. I watched all my favorite TV shows that come out on whatever, and then I watched the Shawn Michaels documentary. And I'm only bringing this up because when he got his first wrestling match with The Undertaker, flipped out and he hit the coffin on the outside, he messed up his back, and then he retired from wrestling. And then he got the itch, and he came back for one last match, and then that one last match turned into a few more years. Yeah. And every once in a while, somebody has those types of surgeries where you think you're done, and you have a chance to showcase yourself, but it's about how your body reacts to that first time you come back. That's why I'm happy you said, like, 70-30, you need to see once you start taking hits and what that feels like, because the neck is nothing to mess around with.
Man, the neck is like, there's some things you just can't come back from, and you don't want to. Like, you don't want to play with it. We're talking about, like, lifelong ramifications. Now, you and I both had our back injuries. I've had a herniated disc in my back since college, and I've been able to recover from it. I never had to have a discectomy, which a lot of people have, and they haven't benefited from it. The back is so tricky. Multiply that times 5. That's your neck.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? My neck and my back.
I got issues in both, and I got to have surgery on both at some point.
Did you just ignore my
I got it, man.
Come
my
on,
back
man.
and my neck.
Yeah. Come on, bro.
I was going to start singing a song, but
but you can't do that here. Yeah. See, it's funny when you make jokes, it's cool, and then I go with it, and then I try to do a Jeremy thing, but you don't even acknowledge me, though. You know how much that hurts my feelings when you do that?
I do, but you got to understand, I like when people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of doing that on purpose.
Are you?
To you.
Okay, bro. Okay, bro.
Come on, man. I love bringing up something where somebody goes, did he just say that?
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's funny because like you throw things like I'm trying to be serious, and then you'll throw some silly stuff in, and then like I try to do the Jeremy thing, but like then you just kind of cold shoulder me, and now I'm like, okay, I guess I can't do that.
I remember
different rules. You have different rules.
The people on the Mixed Morning Show, and Joe will understand this. Like I'm out in the hallway and was talking to those guys, and it's like, hey man, how's it going? I was like, I mean, things have been better. My grandfather just died, and they were like, are you? He did.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they don't believe anything I say because
yeah.
they think everything's going to be a joke. He's like, "Where's the punchline?" There isn't one.
You're like, no, that's real.
And then they looked at me, and so then I made a joke out of that because again, they got uncomfortable in that moment. But I love doing that all the time, like just keeping you on your toes.
Exactly. No, it's fun. It is fun because the thing is that like you know me, like I think my natural tendency is that I love to get caught up in the science part of stuff, and then when I throw in the kind of the artsy fun stuff, and I think you're really good at kind of pulling that out of people too, which is fun. It does kind of break up the monotony a bit. So
look, it's good times. We're going to talk more about Eric DaCosta. Ed Norris will join us at the end of the next segment, and he'll be in for the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock hour. We got a lot to talk about. NBA play-in, all that stuff's over with, but it's a big focus on the Ravens with the draft being 1 week away. EDC feels there's a big drop-off in talent midway through the first round. Do you think that gives us any insight on what the Ravens may do with pick 14? We talk about that next here on The Fan.
After the Big Bad Morning Show, it's Vinny and Haynie.
We'll have a full recap of the Ravens' pre-draft press conference and the Orioles' crazy series finale against the Diamondbacks. Mike Bordick joins us for his thoughts on the surprisingly sharp O's bullpen, and we'll also have a pair of Bryan Adams tickets to give away.
Next on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The Warriors ousted the Clippers in the 10-9 matchup in the Western Conference play-in. There's a real chance that's the last time we see Kawhi Leonard in a Clippers jersey, and he went out on a dud. He was a complete non-factor in the fourth quarter. Draymond Green completely locked him up, and maybe that's a metaphor for his tenure in Los Angeles. A whole lot of hype, a whole lot of money being paid, maybe kind of ditching the salary cap a little bit, but a whole lot of nothing to show for it. It's sad of that day.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This report is sponsored by AAA Tire and Auto Service. Come into your local AAA Tire and Auto Service and save $15 on any oil change. Offer includes a free tire rotation, and you'll earn $7 toward your next service with Duramax dollars. Offer ends April 30th. See store for details.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Why pay full insurance when you can customize and save? Switch to Liberty Mutual and they'll customize your auto and home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
Everything you knew about reaching customers online is being rewritten. Time to rethink your approach. Outcomes from Viant finds real customers, not impressions, not clicks, customers. Our AI maximizes every dollar of your budget against the outcomes that matter most and proves it happened. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
Draft Spotlights are brought to you by Liberty Mutual. Only pay for what you need. Carnell Tate from Ohio State is the best receiver in this draft, and he's going to be the first wide receiver taken. First of all, he's big. He's been well coached, as all the receivers that come out of Ohio State are, but he's a difference maker because of his ability to adjust to the ball in the air, his route running, and he's a game changer. He could go as early as 5 to the team in New York. He could go to Cleveland at 6 or the team in Washington at 7.
And Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game. Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug! Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down. Hey! Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Mid-60s this morning. Today, cloudy, high of 88. This weekend, mid-70s.
Weather brought to you by Staples. From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store and online. Staples. That was easy.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Maryland. Only state-licensed dispensaries sell legal and lab-tested cannabis. Look for the Trusted Source sign or visit cannabis.maryland.gov/dispensaries. See it sold elsewhere? Report it at thctips.maryland.gov.
Traffic sponsored by Ariosa Mechanical.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center.
Good morning. An accident on the inner loop just past exit 28. That's Providence Road, has the left shoulder blocked. The outer loop on the west side is slow from 795 to Liberty. And in the city, 895 southbound, you're on the brakes from Pulaski Highway through the Harbor Tunnel. With your traffic, I'm Maria Dennis. Are you looking for your next opportunity in the commercial mechanical trades where you're valued for your experience and hard work? Ariosa Mechanical is hiring skilled foremen and mechanics right now. Join the team at ariosamechanical.com.
The Big Bad Morning Show is sponsored by Vinny Stio, your home sold guaranteed realty.
All right, welcome back. Jeremy Kahn, Femi Ayanbadejo, Ed Norris will join us here in just a few. Talking some Ravens. You want to get in 410-583-1057. One of the things we pointed out is DaCosta talking about, kind of midway through the first round that the drop-off in talent, again, this is at the Liars Luncheon. You don't know what's being said here, if it's just a smokescreen or not. That's what makes this difficult. They give you just enough information and just enough lies where it's kind of hard to read in between everything. What do you think? Do you think this is a deeper draft?
I think the draft is, I agree with the top end not being as elite as some prior drafts, but at the positions that we need, I like all our options. I like wide receivers in the middle of the draft. I like running backs in the middle of the draft. I like corners in the middle of the draft. I love tight ends throughout the whole draft. I love some of these young, like Taylon Green from Arkansas is an athletic freak. He should be our number 3 quarterback. 6'5",
I love that you brought him up.
Runs 4.37, has a cannon. This kid, like, all the tools. Like, this is a kid you just take a flyer on. And I've done 30 mock drafts. I'm not kidding. He's always available in the 6th round. I am taking him if he's there. Why not? We need a third quarterback. And if he doesn't work out as a quarterback, turn him into a receiver. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying he should play receiver because we've already been through this before. I'm never going to doubt an athlete when they believe there's something. I'm not going to tell them there's something else. And we've all been through the Lamar experiment and look at who he is now. But this kid is something special.
So it's funny, like the different names that we're bringing up, because I fully believe even if the Ravens draft a tight end at 14, they're drafting another tight end or maybe even 2 more later on. And you can look at Mark Andrews' contract and the way that it's signed. This could be a 1-year deal. It could be a 2-year deal.
It's a 2-year deal, I think. But it could be a 1-year deal for sure. I agree with you.
But again, like I think he's here for 2 years. I'm just saying, like you look at all these different things where I feel like teams know it, but it's chess and not checkers. You're looking at it going, okay, there's so much value at tight end. Do we want to take this at 14? But if you believe there's not as much depth in that first round, it's like, I want an impact player there.
That's why I'm not against trading back later into the first round and maybe picking up. Look, I've heard different ranges on Proctor, like where he could go. I've seen him in the top 15. I've seen him in the top 30. You know what I mean? If you can get another top 50 pick, I feel like that's good use of value. Especially when you look at the receivers in the second round, the offensive, like I love Besantis and Pregnon. You know what I mean? Like you can get them at the beginning of the second round as well. So that's why when you talk about value at the positions that we need, I think there's a lot of value in this draft. And what's interesting, and look, we're all armchair GMs at this point now because of PFF, right? And mock drafting.
Absolutely. Let's grab Daryl in Baltimore. He's got a comment on the draft. What's up, Daryl?
Hey, good morning, guys.
What's up, Daryl?
All right. Hey, Femi, this is for kind of like Femi. Look, the Ravens, man. My favorite guy, the Ravens, he's gone now. Is Isaiah Likely.
Yeah,
he was, man. I'm so sorry we couldn't keep him. But is there anybody out there that can take that role to get down the field, big guys and get down the field and make big catches like Isaiah Likely that the Ravens could pick up?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Sadiq obviously is 6'3", and Isaiah Likely's arms are so long. But I'll tell you right now, you should be really excited about the kids in this draft. I mean,
Eli Stowers.
Yeah, Max Clare, Sam Roush, Deshaun he's a receiver. I'm adding the receivers and tight ends together. Justin Jolly. There's a kid that the Ravens brought in named Oscar Delp from Georgia. I mean, he'll probably be available in the 5th round. Unless people start getting as hyped about him as I am, watch his video. Just go to YouTube and just type in Oscar Delp. Now, he's not featured. I think he had 20 catches last year. It's the ferocity and the commitment to violence with the ball in his hand and how he finds work. I want guys to find work, and this kid is finding work. I can find a role for a kid like him. You should be really excited about what we can do in this draft at tight end. Let me tell you this, and a lot of people, when I post my mock drafts, I feel like Ravens fans only have a memory that lasts 2 years. We're known for drafting 2 tight ends. We've done it like 4 times in the last 12 or 13 years, and these guys have performed. We did it with Mark Andrews and, I'm sorry, not Mark Andrews.
Well, you had Dennis Pitta and Ed Dixon.
Well, I was talking about Kolar and Likely were both in the same draft, and now they're both gone. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, there's plenty of
examples of it. Yeah,
Daryl, thanks for the call, man. Yeah. We got to welcome in Ed Norris. We got him here with us. Ed?
Yes, sir.
Man? Yeah, a lot of draft talk today, so hopefully you're excited to talk some Ravens. We got a lot of other stuff. And as I was saying earlier, I have some really fun stuff coming up in the world of stupid that I can't wait to talk to you about.
Do you?
Yeah, but how was your night last night? And did you get into anything? Because I was telling him I ended up watching a Shawn Michaels documentary now that WrestleMania is coming up this weekend, and thoroughly enjoyed that.
Did you? I didn't do too much last night, actually.
Orioles with an afternoon game, so it kind of gave you the rest of the day to...
Yeah, but that's kind of what it was. Just went to dinner and hung out at home and stuff like that. Didn't do much, but I'm looking... There is a documentary I want to see. It's about... Why the Expos left Montreal. Someone just turned me on to it.
Okay, yeah, that's
I've always been but I've never seen it. I had no idea it was out there. I've always been a big Expos fan and wonder what happened.
Spoiler alert: the French Canadians pissed them off. That's what it was. No,
is that what it was?
No, it wasn't.
Hey Ed, are we matching again today? I haven't looked. Are we wearing the same outfit again?
No, oddly enough, no. I'm wearing Psycho Bunny today.
Okay, all right, cool.
What?
I guarantee Femi knows.
Psycho Bunny?
I actually don't.
What's Psycho Bunny?
Yeah, no, I'm not familiar with it. Tell me.
Oh, man. It's a great men's clothing line.
Oh, is it?
Well, actually, both. It's not just men. It's men and women, yeah. Great little crazy logo for crazy bunny.
I'll peep it out for sure.
Good, man. You guys will get more from Donatella Norris over there in Florida, and and we can hear more about fashion shows at work. All right, look. We're going to get into some more Ravens talk. As I said, the World of Stupid is coming up at 7:15. Do you think people have come back to their senses in terms of who's the best quarterback in this draft? A lot of people talking about Mendoza, this whole push for Simpson. Yeah. We're going to get into that next right here on The Fan. Ed Norris, Jeremy Kahn, and Femi Ayemedejo. Big Bad Morning Show.
In terms of the draft, everybody says we're going to take the best player available, and that's usually not true.
Brian Billick on this year's Ravens draft.
But in the 14th, those guys in the 10 to 20 range, those are guys that have been pushed out of the top 10. There could be a major difference between the 14th guy on your board and the 20th guy on the board. Eric DaCosta, obviously a disciple of Ozzie Newsome, will take what their board says is the best player available, even if it's not at a specific position.
105.7 The Fan.
All right, guys, get that McDonald's app. You can order like a pro and download the McDonald's app today. The app certainly has its privileges, like ordering your favorites ahead of time. You save money with app-exclusive deals, earn free food, and getting your favorites delivered with McDelivery. It's deliciousness at your fingertips. So stop wasting time and order from the McDonald's app today. What are you waiting for? Make sure you download the McDonald's app and redeem some of these deals that they have going on. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday. Wayfair's big sale is almost here, and you can score the best deals in home. Like up to 80% off everything home. Yes, you heard that right. 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. We're talking outdoor furniture and essentials, rugs, and more. All at Wayfair. And all up to 80% off during Wayday. Shop Wayfair's Wayday from April 25th through 27th.
Wayfair, every style, every home. Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie Bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie Bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Penalties and interest are piling up every single day. Wage garnishments and bank levies could hit any moment. If you've been avoiding it out of fear, you're not alone. But waiting only shrinks your options and ramps up the stress. The truth is, the IRS settles with taxpayers every day through legitimate programs, and many qualify to reduce what they owe, in some cases by up to 99%. That's why thousands turn to helpwithirsdebt.com. They've guided over 120,000 Americans, resolved more than $2.3 billion in tax debt, and back every case with their ironclad resolution guarantee. If there's no real path forward, you get a full refund, no fine print. They even randomly select one qualifying client each year and pay off their entire IRS balance. Terms apply. Don't let another day pass. Go to helpwithirsdebt.com right now. It's fast, easy, and confidential. Find out what's possible today. Helpwithirsdebt.com. Once again, that's helpwithirsdebt.com.
Ready to dig? Don't miss Utility. The costs of not contacting 811 before you dig continue to rise. First-time offenders face state fines up to $2,000 and repeat offenders up to $4,000. And if you hit a line, repair bills and lawsuits could top $1 million. We know you're under pressure to get the job done, but contact 811 before every dig. It's not worth the cost to miss Utility.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
from the Anderson Automotive Studios. Woo! This is WJZFM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 and always live on the free Odyssey app. From the OutchGuy.com sports desk, here's Joe LaCroix.
The Ravens held their annual pre-draft press conference on Wednesday with Eric DeCosta and head coach Jesse Minter speaking at length about the team's draft philosophy and what they may or may not do next week. Right now, Baltimore has 11 picks, including 4 in the 5th round, and DeCosta believes it's a great jumping-off point in the quest to make the Ravens a better club.
Well, I like having 11 picks right now. I think that's a starting point. And we may end up with 14, we may end up with 6. I mean, it just depends on the board and how players come off the board and what we think of the best opportunities for us to improve as a team. So it gives us a lot of currency to start the draft process, but I think where we finish remains to be seen.
The draft begins next Thursday night in Pittsburgh. As of now, the Ravens select 14th in the first round. And yesterday at the Yard, the Diamondbacks outlasted the Birds 8-5, scoring 3 runs in the top of the 10th inning to take the 3-game series in Baltimore. This one went back and forth all afternoon long with 6 lead changes before the wheels fell off in extras. Tonight, the Birds are in Cleveland, opening up a 4-game set with the Guardians, and the Fan will get you prepped for tonight's matchup with Baltimore baseball tonight, presented by Jerry's Home Services, beginning at 5 p.m. First pitch slated for 6:10. Your Thursday forecast from the Bob Bell Kia Nissan of Essex Weather Center. Another hot day ahead with partly cloudy skies and highs in the low 90s. This Fan Flash is sponsored by Ariosa Mechanical. Ready to build a real career and not just a paycheck? Ariosa Mechanical is hiring skilled commercial foremen and mechanics right now. Join our team at ariosamechanical.com. I'm Joe LaCroix, Ravens, Terps, and your home for the most Orioles coverage. We are 105.7 The Fan.
Rob Long, Ed Norris, and Jeremy Kahn. The Big Bad Morning Show. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Welcome back, Big Bad Morning Show, hour number 2. Jeremy Kahn, Ed Norris, and Femi Ayanbadejo. I believe Ed Norris. Didn't you sign these guys to a label back in the day, Ed? How old are you again? Oh, no, you know what the best part about this is I get the joke with him how old he is, and I look older than him. That's not funny. Anyway.
I enjoy it.
So let me throw it to you first, Ed, talking about the quarterbacks. Do you feel like Mendoza, without a shadow of a doubt, is the best quarterback in this draft class?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. I think he's a Matt Ryan type quarterback. I think he's going to be good in the pros. He's pro ready. I can't remember who made that idiotic comment that he hasn't played in a big game. Was it Orlovsky?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Yeah, he hasn't played in a big game. He beat every ranked team in the country.
Well, he didn't
by big margins, and he won the Heisman and won the national championship. It's like, what exactly are we talking about?
I think it was worse with him saying that he didn't say he didn't win any big games. He goes, what big games has he won? And it's like, did you watch college football at all? Because the biggest one that happened at the end of the year, he won that one.
He won that one, yeah. He won that one, and he won every game on the way up there. And he boat raced teams like Oregon, Ohio State, Alabama. Yeah. So he sucks.
Beat Oregon in Oregon.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, Ty Simpson, obviously somebody people talk about. Doesn't have a lot of starts under his belt, but, a lot of talent. What's he getting LSU? Garrett Nussmeier?
Yeah. You talking about with LSU?
Yeah.
Nussmeier, and then there's
Drew Allen from Penn State.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of guys that you could, and I don't even know about Aller. I feel like I liked him more a year ago than I do this year. And let me just say my case on the quarterbacks, because I want to hear from Femi. I do think Mendoza is the best quarterback in this draft. I still believe if I had the first overall pick, I'm not taking Mendoza. I think he's good, but I still think there's some project parts to him that you got to figure out and how he.
So would you take another quarterback?
No, not another.
It's not a deep class.
I think this quarterback class sucks.
It does. Yeah.
So I think you and I are about to do an Anquan Bolden bet here.
Okay. I like this.
So, and Ed, for background on this, when Jeremy and I were doing the Scott Garceau show, basically, without getting into the quantitative part of it, he underestimated Anquan Bolden's value. I called it out exactly for what it was. I won the bet.
Can you
Dude
get
still
Molesky,
owes
see
me.
if he can come in this morning?
He still owes me dinner. So I beat Jeremy. I beat Jeremy.
Let me just say this real quick, because I asked him to go to dinner this weekend. I think he likes the idea of saying that I owe him dinner than actually going dinner.
I kind of like it because now it's been how many years now? It's been 13 years, and I'm still using it.
He's holding out to one of Bolden's kids getting the lead.
Yeah, exactly.
I totally get that, because when the Mets beat the Dodgers in NLCS the year they went to the World Series, Brad Jackson owes me dinner. Really? What was that, 2015, 16?
And it feels good just to say you owe me still, right?
Yeah,
it's almost like that has more value over the long term than actually having dinner at this point,
I
right?
could buy myself a steak dinner. But it's nice to have them over to me.
Yeah, so...
Oh, shut up, both of you.
So this is the thing that I'm going to say. I don't expect the dividends to be paid this year, but it seldom is. There's very few, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jacksons that come in their rookie year and set the NFL ablaze, right? And the Raiders are not to be trusted. So I mean no offense, but if you take offense, I don't care, because the Raiders, Anyway, I'll stop. The Max saga and everything just has me even more irritated. But because Raider fans are delusional, and I grew up with a bunch of Raiders fans because I grew up a Niner fan, but. I think Fernando Mendoza is going to take his lumps. And Ed, I'm going to tell you who my comp is, and I haven't heard anybody else say this yet. Andrew Luck. Because I think that people underestimate Fernando Mendoza's athleticism. He can run. He can get first downs with his legs. He can move the pocket. He doesn't look like a smooth athlete, but neither did Andrew Luck. You know what I mean? And Andrew obviously went to Stanford. Where did Mendoza start? He started at Cal, right? Yeah. So both guys are intelligent, highly cerebral. Both actually are super charismatic. Their teammates love them. This is not just an on-the-field comp. This is actually off the field, and the way these guys articulate their game and the way they lift up their teammates. Everyone that plays with these two guys absolutely loves them. They both have always said the right things. They're chatterboxes. You can't bring them down emotionally. I think his psychological makeup is something that's going to allow him to be an elite-level quarterback 3 or 4 years from now.
I saw a comparison the last 2 days to Joe Burrow.
I'm not ready to do that. I'm not ready to do that.
He's more athletic than Joe Burrow, and Burrow has a way better Burrow. Like, again, here's my issue with Mendoza. Not to say he can't do it because of the system he was in, but there were a lot of games where he was throwing for 230 yards. Indiana's defense was outrageously
But you already know
good.
what my reason is. You got to look at the athletes around Mendoza too, right? He had a bunch of 25-year-olds around him, 24-year-olds. These guys came from James Madison, right? They were mature. They had one of the most mature national championship teams ever in regard to average age, right?
He had a 2-headed backfield and 4 receivers he could throw to.
Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So just the way that I project him is, imagine if he was playing, I'm trying to think of because they won the national championship. It's hard to say, well, imagine if he was on this team. Well, they won the national championship. So the argument doesn't stand up.
If he was on a team that had to throw more, you think it still holds up?
I think it does, because I look at the touch, I look at the accuracy, I look at his ability to layer the football over the linebacker into the hole in front of the safety in the corner. I was really breaking his game down, and his legs. He could run QB draw. He can run zone read. Now, look, you're not going to live in that world with him, but he can absolutely do it. I don't know if he ran a 40, and maybe on the next break I'll look. Why he doesn't need to run a 40, but I wouldn't be shocked if he ran a 4.5.
He's very athletic.
Yeah, that's the kind of athleticism that I see in him, and I feel like it's a part of his game in the NFL that's going to serve him well as he evolves.
See, I think when I look at him, Ed, that my man Ogre said it best. Nerd. No.
I think you're spot on, because I think part of the problem he has is he's so polite.
Yeah.
He doesn't swear. He's not an asshat. He's just, and I think sometimes people, they equate people who are badly behaved, who are excessively arrogant, as better athletes, and I just don't think that's the case. I think Tebow is one of the best athletes I've ever seen in college. Didn't translate to the NFL, but I've never seen a better college quarterback, really.
Hey, Ed. Does Lamar cuss? Is Lamar mean?
No, that's the same thing.
This is what's so funny. The fake tough guy stuff. Stop it, man. Stop it. When people say, "Oh, I want a guy that's going to do this," and I'm like, that doesn't win you football games, man.
I want a dog.
You know what's funny is and I say this tongue in cheek. I want guys that won't quit. that are show intestinal fortitude, will support their teammates, are psychologically tough. They won't crack, they won't break. And that's a dog for me. Like, that's a dog. Fake toughness is not a dog. Like, that's just vibrato. And all that stuff evaporates when you get tired and when you're underprepared. So, like, I just view the psychological makeup thing that can come in a lot of different veneers. But I know it when I see it. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like the scariest guy in a bar. It's not the guy with the biggest mouth.
Right.
It's the guy who's quiet. Probably has cauliflower ears, but he's also really quiet.
Well,
and that's the guy you don't want to mess with.
To be fair, though, they do say when Fernando Mendoza says "dadgummit," get out of his way because it means he means business.
Okay.
Hey, sorry.
Intimidation.
Man, this is crazy. This is I love this. Let's grab a phone caller real quick. Kevin's in Ellicott City, wants to talk about Mendoza. What's up, Kev?
What's good, Jared, Ed, Femi?
What's up?
Morning, man.
What's up, man?
I'm kind of a little bit on the same lines with you, Femi. I know that for Mendoza doesn't physically look like the prototypical best, possible quarterback ever. Tebow was yoked when he came out of college, wasn't able to perform at the NFL level. But that kid has that dog in him that you're talking about, right? He might not be the most muscular guy out there. He's not all that, but he's everything else and doesn't fold under pressure. But I think him just not looking like that big yoked quarterback or whatever, just is why people kind of dismiss him a little bit.
You know what I think it is? I actually don't think it's his. I actually don't think it's his physical makeup. I think it's the way he talks and carries himself. Because I think physically he's 6'5", like 235.
People think he's too nice.
Did you see him at his pro day? Physically, he actually looked amazing. But I think what I'm hearing from fans and people is that they're not afraid of him. But be careful though. You know what I mean? Because the dude will dice you up, in my opinion. I think he's talented.
I felt so bad because he was like, I just want everybody to know out there that you can win and you can do this. And I'm sitting at home going, this guy's pissing me off.
There are certain things that just work against people. Just common prejudices. Like you mentioned Lamar. I think Lamar, because his politeness, his hair, we've had people complain about his hair. It's stupid stuff like this. I had Beasley Reese on the show years ago. And he told me how Phil Simms was one of the toughest guys he ever met in the NFL, but because he was blonde, people thought he was soft.
Yeah.
And he was dead serious.
Yeah.
Man, it's so funny. I don't even think about these things.
I know.
We
talked for 4 hours. We're going to talk about everything. But when I heard him talking, I went, oh, man. It was like when Zach Wilson was taking the picture with the guys and he didn't know what to do and he put up the peace sign and he looked so uncomfortable. I'm going, I don't know if that dog's going to hunt at this level, man. I'm sorry. But, like, again, with Mendoza, I don't think he's bad. I just would not take him with the number 1 overall pick.
But after the break, I want you to tell me what you think his career is going to be, and I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay,
and Ed, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
We have World of Stupid next, but we'll do it in the one after that.
All right, sounds good.
And just to let you know what's coming up in the World of Stupid, we're going to talk about one of these humanoid robots and what it ended up doing in a video that went viral. We're going to talk about raccoon penises. If you guys don't know, somebody cut one off, and
I'd like to cut off everyone in this square mile because they're a nuisance here.
That's right.
Breaking into my attic.
You got raccoon issues anyway. And we're also going to talk about a viral volleyball player where I think the internet is going after this guy. I love it. I love everything about this. And if you haven't seen the video, it's a gay dude playing volleyball, and he celebrates in his own way, and he is a badass mofo.
Yeah, dude, outstanding player, really.
I retweeted the video. We'll get into all that in the World of Stupid coming up next here on The Fan.
After the Big Bad Morning Show, it's Vinny and Haynie.
We'll have a full recap of the Ravens' pre-draft press conference and the Orioles' crazy series finale against the Diamondbacks. Mike Bordick joins us for his thoughts on the surprisingly sharp O's bullpen, and we'll also have a pair of Bryan Adams tickets to give away.
Next on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Traffic is sponsored by Box Hill Pizzeria and Crab Cakes. Treat yourself to a famous Box Hill crab cake or ship anywhere in the U.S. Dine in, pick up, or now you can DoorDash Box Hill Pizzeria and Crab Cakes menu items right to your door. BoxHillPizzaRestaurant.com. Box Hill, best crab cakes in Maryland.
Sponsored by UBO. We make workflow. UBO streamlines document workflow and maximizes output. Think of us as your business technology experts, where satisfaction isn't just a promise, it's a part of our culture. Get started at ubeo.com today.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. Oh!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
The jobs are out there. The question is, are you ready for them? Enroll now for spring classes at Lincoln Tech's Columbia campus in fields like automotive service, electrical and electronics, or HVAC. With hands-on training built around what employers actually need. You won't just learn it, you'll do it. Use equipment, tools, and technology the pros use every day on the job. Opportunity doesn't come with instructions. Skills do. Visit lincolntech.edu for info and to schedule a campus tour.
O'Reilly Auto Parts offers more than just the right parts for your repair. Our professional parts people can also test your battery, install your new wiper blades, and even scan and read your check engine, ABS, or maintenance light with O'Reilly Veriscan for free. For the best service, advice, auto parts, and accessories, stop by the new O'Reilly Auto Parts in Essex on Back Riverneck Road near the Old Eastern intersection.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's your captain speaking. To the passenger with the Mirror Fast soft shoes, smart move.
No way am I letting travel constipation ruin this trip.
Can't blame you. Mirror Fast works fast, but without the harsh side effects.
Since I'm such a smart traveler, can I move to first class?
No. Close the curtain, Carol.
From the makers of Miralax, new Mirafast soft chews work naturally with your body in as little as 30 minutes to give you a comfortable go on the go. Find Mirafast today at your local retailer. Use as directed for occasional constipation. Contains magnesium hydroxide.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. $4, $6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
During Window Nation's The More You Buy, The More You Save sale, you could save up to 50% off on new windows for your home. Plus, you could get them with 0% financing for 5 years. Sale ends soon. So visit windownation.com now to book a consultation.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center.
Good morning, 95 northbound, just past exit 52, that's 295. An accident has the left lane and the left shoulder blocked, backing you up to almost 695. The outer loop of the Beltway is slow Bel Air Road to Providence, and in the usual spots on the west side, 795 to Baltimore National Pike on and off. 895 southbound is super slow from Pulaski Highway through the Harbor Tunnel. And 95 southbound, you're on the brakes, Moravia Road through the Fort McHenry Tunnel. With your traffic, I'm Maria Dennis.
Highlighting stupid around the world. It's time for Jeremy Kahn's
Come on, dumbass, play it.
World of Stupid.
All right, let's start it off with this. I don't know if you guys saw this, and we got these humanoid robots. We've had things where they were trying to get one of these robots to travel across the country, and I think it didn't get very far before people beat the crap out of it and knocked it over and busted it up. But you got these new robots that they're working on with different things. Well, one of these humanoid robots saw a group of wild boars and just started chasing them. So it's this robot running around chasing wild boar. I don't know where the hell this is. And they just keep running and running and running. And then somebody wrote, if that robot injures a boar and then the boar injures a person, somebody's going to have a product liability insurance question. Why is that the first thing we go to all the time?
Always is in this country.
But again, like this technology, man, I'm not scared of much. The new stuff is just, it's insane how much you can make something look like it's real and it's not. And then now the new go-to, we know it is, oh, that's AI, that's AI. And Ed, I know you know this, the first time that somebody said that, and we were like, yeah, buddy, come on. And it turned out to be AI with the principal at Pikesville, that they tried to get.
What? I said that the day we heard it.
Yeah.
If you remember.
I think I told you to shut up. No, but I mean, you expected to hear that. Oh, yeah, we were all just peeing. I got you, buddy. Sure. No, but like, people are going to claim everything's AI. And when you look at these robots, I don't know, man. With all the stuff that happened with Claude and AI and figuring how to break into things and get out, and then there's a lot of scary stuff going on out there.
I mean, I work so my day job, I work in the digital health space with large language models and agentic AI, and I use it more for the diagnostic side and human performance and longevity stuff. But because I work in the space on the ground level, look, there has been numerous technological innovations over time that people are afraid of. People at one point were afraid of cars. They wanted to stay in their horse and buggy, right? At one point, they wanted their car. They didn't want to get in a plane. You know what I mean? They want to be in their hot air balloon. Like, I mean, this is not new. Humans have a very poor sense of time and space, and the fact that everything gets disrupted with the newest thing. And we've been going through this since we were able to stand, walk, and talk. Like, this is not a new thing. Now, look, everyone abuses the newest thing. Like, that's a fact, right? AI is definitely making a lot of people that are afraid. But if you live in a world where you don't use information as power and recognize that there's going to be a lot more entrepreneurs that are be able to make a lot more money for their families with a lot more independence because of AI and technology. Now, yes, are there scary things? There's always going to be scary things. But get informed. When I see people that are fearful, it excites me. Because while you're afraid, I'm building. And taking advantage of it. And I know that wasn't what you were going to. My goal is always to talk people off the ledge, not push them over it. I just feel like the technology fear stuff around what's real, what's fake, what's not, you can kind of figure it out if you start to do some research and really dig into it. I know this started with robots, but I don't worry about Terminator and The Matrix. Like, that's not where my mind goes.
That's not even the stuff that I'm worried about.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about AI's taking everyone's jobs. There's going to be a ton of people without jobs. Where are they going to work? And what's going to happen when they can't afford all the things that are going on?
But I think that's my point, though, is that there's a lot more people that are going to be able to create their own jobs. Like, the ability to build a website takes you like a week now. Not even a week. You can do it in a couple hours. What I'm saying is that people see the lost side of technology, but they don't recognize the new jobs. The perfect example, before we had trains that went from across the country, right? People were in a horse and buggy, but through the train industry, right? Like, people actually had to build those. And through that, there's a bunch of jobs that came from that industry. What I'm saying is there's going to be other jobs that come from it. Now, are we going to lose some jobs? Like the things that attorneys do, the things that actuaries do and finance folks do, yes, some of those jobs are going to be eliminated. But there's a bunch of opportunities that are going to be created, and we don't know what all those are yet. But I don't disagree with you.
Well, let's get
a lot of jobs be eliminated in our industry,
yeah,
particularly on the music side, because you can't really do it in sports because it's live talk. It's got to be, like real time. But a lot of people are fearful who are buddies on the music side, because now you have AI doing everything. You're doing the trap, doing this, doing commercials, DJing and playing the music in 3 or 4 or 5, 50 different cities. So it's becoming a problem.
The two better stories are getting buried here. Now
I'm sorry. Did I hijack your stuff?
No,
My
it's
bad.
all right. If you haven't watched it, speaking of sports, there's an openly gay volleyball player out there that's celebrating, and I'm loving every second of this. His name's Jordan Lucas, and some announcers are getting upset saying opposing team should punch him in his face for the way he's acting, because once he smashes the ball, spikes the ball on you, he kind of does the yes queen and throws his head back.
He's flamboyant.
He's very flamboyant. Ed, did you watch the video?
Sure did.
Did you laugh?
Yeah, sure did.
I mean, so this kid, right? I mean, he's probably in his early 20s or late teens. He's at Cal State Northridge. Like this, I
think it's awesome.
I think it's awesome too. But this is the thing. So that offends you, but what? Like getting in your face, cussing you out, and flexing. Like everyone has a different way of self. I know this is a little bit different. It's a little bit more flamboyant, but people are talking about punching him in the face because
it's sports.
Was that part of the?
Huh?
Were that the comments with him?
Oh,
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, so one of the broadcasters, volleyball legend Charlie Brand, during a broadcast said he'd punch him in the face if he played against him, if he was doing that. And this is more like...
Wow, if Charlie Brand says it.
Oh, my God, everybody knows what Charlie Brand is. Those antics are too flamboyant.
Wow.
And what's funny is if a guy started doing crotch shots like DX or whatever, he'd be like, oh, look, that's awesome, it's funny.
Exactly.
This guy throws his head back and I honestly think... I think it's a little humbling on the other side when you see that, because you're like, oh, I'm getting embarrassed by this dude.
Exactly.
I love it.
I love it too. And the thing is, he can play like between the whistles. The dude is like, I mean, he has like a 40-something inch vert. Like
I thought this was
incredible.
AI and a fake story until I started reading into it, because it went everywhere.
I saw it last week actually, which is kind of funny because my buddy's son goes to Cal State Northridge. Yeah, so he's like, check this video. I'm like, oh my goodness, yeah. So
yes,
I thought it was awesome. Yeah, I thought it was great. I was entertained.
This is beautiful.
Are you not entertained?
Well, let's get to this. Speaking of entertaining, RFK Jr. That's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. In the latest memoir, this book that's being written about him, he says, I cut off a dead raccoon's penis. Now, let me get more into this story because they called it the Bizarro Dr. Doolittle with him telling the story. He said, it's RFK Jr., The Fall and Rise. There's a passage from the journal that reads, I was standing in front of my parked car on I-684 cutting the penis out of a roadkill raccoon, thinking about how weird some of my family members have turned out to be. Yeah? Did anybody show him a mirror?
Self-awareness check.
I'm holding this dead raccoon's penis going, God, my family's weird.
Do you remember? You picked up a dead bear and dumped it in Central Park, if you remember.
Hey, Ed, why is Jeremy fascinated with duck penises and raccoon penises?
He's just, hold on. Femi. Go ahead.
I've been doing a show with him for way too long. We talk about penises pretty much every day.
Oh, yes, Queen.
Wow.
This is,
and by we, I mean he.
Yeah. Femi got upset because he's like, what am I going to do for what I learned? I said, I told you a duck's penis is corkscrewed. It's the only animal with a corkscrew penis. You should talk about that.
Yeah.
No.
And of course I did not.
Yeah. But RFK Jr., like, you got to read more about this. You asked me why I started reading. I still don't know why he did it. He said he wanted to study its sexual organs. Is that your background? Like, dead raccoon penises? And I'm sure Ed wishes he found a bunch of dead raccoons in his attic, right?
I didn't know I haven't.
Oh, man. Oh, man. But anyway, that's your world of stupid. If you want to see the video of the volleyball player, read this story about RFK. I retweeted it at
Jason Cat, man.
What a...
That's what I've been playing with him once.
Is he still lifting weights in jeans without his shirt off?
It's just...
All right, we got to get out of here. I've taken this for too long. We'll get back to raccoon penises later. Coming up next, we're going to talk to Rock Kabatka. We'll see if he likes... Anyway, we'll talk to him about the Orioles and what's been going on with them lately. We're going to get back into the Ravens discussion. Lots to do here. Ed Norris, Jeremy Kahn, Femi Ayanbadeja right here on The Fan.
Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Search Baltimore 105.7 The Fan. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you miss. 105.7 The Fan.
Traffic is brought to you by the hometown team of Science and Kirk.
Mike Bordick here. I know a little something about a winning team. If you're hurt, call the hometown team of Science and Kirk. Don't let an auto accident take you out of the game. If you have a phone, you have a lawyer. YouHaveALawyer.com.
Sponsored by Duke's Mayonnaise.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Most fans know every stat by heart, but didn't know about Dark Cars Toyota of Baltimore, the largest and only new car dealership in the city. Fully remodeled showroom with new Toyotas, pre-owned lineup, full service and parts. Corner of Eastern and Dundalk or darkcarstoyotabaltimore.com.
Hungry?
Always. And Royal Farms is calling my name.
Sounds like you need Royal Farms 3-piece chicken tender meal.
Yeah, nothing beats their award-winning fried chicken and those delicious Western fries made from fresh Idaho potatoes.
And right now, Royal Farms 3-piece chicken tender meal with Western fries and a 16-ounce C4 energy drink is just $6.
Wow, just $6? I know where we're headed.
Sounds like a great plan.
For a limited time, get a 3-piece tender meal, Western fries, and C4 energy drink for just $6.
Royal Farms. Real fresh, real fast.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hey guys, let's be real for a second. It's your buddy Bob Haynie here. When it comes to performance, good enough isn't good enough, and that's exactly why Blue Chew just raised the bar. Introducing Blue Chew Gold, the revolutionary 4-in-1 upgrade that targets both your brain and your body. This is the future performance, faster, smarter, and precision engineered for best results. Get started today at BlueChew.com and see why millions of men trust Blue Chew now with the gold standard upgrade that's changing the game for good. And we have a special deal for our listeners. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with code BOB1057. That's promo code BOB1057 and get 10% off the first month of Blue Chew Gold. Visit BlueChew.com for details and important safety information. And as always, we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring. Keep that loving from getting old, fellas, with Blue Chew Gold.
Spring is here, and with it comes everything we've been waiting for. Blooming gardens, Little League games, and those perfect weekends when you just want to get out and go. Hi, I'm Katie, General Manager here at Plaza Ford, where my family has proudly served this community for over 90 years. Whether you're hauling mulch for the garden, loading sports gear for the game, or heading to the ocean for the weekend, Ford has what you need and the look you want. The rugged style of the Bronco Sport handles any terrain. The Explorer's 3 rows fit the whole crew. The Mustang, that's pure spring driving. And of course, the F-150's versatile bed handles every project with features like wireless charging and hands-free liftgates to make it all easier. This April, our Plaza Ford team is here to help you find the perfect ride for spring and every season beyond. We're always happy to see you at our Plaza Ford showroom on Route 1 in Bel Air, right next to the Folsom Walmart. And our inventory is always available at plazaford.com.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still a problem 95 northbound just past exit 52. That's 295. An accident has the left lane and the left shoulder blocked. It backs you up to 695. The tunnels both backed up from the 895 split. The inner loop of the Beltway looks fine. The outer loop slow from Bel Air Road to Providence. And then again from Reisterstown Road to Baltimore National Pike on and off. And 795 southbound in Owings Mills crawling from McDonough Road all the way to 695. With your traffic, I'm Maria Dennis.
From the OutGuy.com sports desk, here's Joe LaCroix.
Wednesday afternoon at the Yard, the D-backs get the last laugh.
Del Castillo clobbers one to deep center field. That ball is gone. So much for playing for one. Arizona takes a 2-run lead on a 5 RBI day for Adrian Del Castillo.
The call from Kevin Brown on Masson. Adrian Del Castillo crushes a Tyler Wells fastball 420 feet to center field, making it 7-5 Diamondbacks in the 10th inning. They tack on one more and go in to beat the O's 8-5, taking the 3-game series. This one went back and forth all afternoon long with 6 lead changes before the wheels fell off for the Birds and extras. Kyle Bradish got the start, and he labored through 6 innings, giving up 4 earned on 8 hits. He would receive a no decision. And the O's bat struggled at the plate again, going 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position, though Jeremiah Jackson continued his hot streak. He'd go 2 for 5 with 3 RBI, including a 2-run homer in the 5th inning. The Birds are back at 500 with a 9-9 record. Tonight they're in Cleveland, opening up a 4-game set with the Guardians. And the Fan will get you prepped for this evening's matchup with Baltimore baseball tonight, presented by Jerry's Home Services, beginning at 5 p.m. First pitch slated for 6:10. Your Thursday forecast from the Bob Bell Kia Nissan of Essex Weather Center. Another hot day ahead with partly cloudy skies and highs in the low 90s.
This Fan Flash is sponsored by the Maryland Lottery. Play Home Run Riches from the Maryland Lottery. You could win instantly or win cash for Orioles home runs as a contestant of the game. Please play responsibly.
I'm Joe LaCroix, Ravens, Terps, and your home for the most Orioles coverage. We are 105.7 The Fan.
A cop, a coach, a con man, and an average Joe. The Big Bad Morning Show. 105.7 The Fan.
Welcome back. Big Bad Morning Show. Jeremy Conrad Norris, Tony I am Adejo here. Rob Long's off this week. Every time I hear this song, it makes me think of Road Trip when they're dancing and just kind of, you know, I think that's after he killed the cheetah and all that stuff. So anyway, we got Rock Kabaka joining us here. That's why you hear that theme song there. Rock of Masses. Rock, first off, how are you doing, man? And how have things been covering this team so far this year? There's been a lot of ups and downs so far.
There has been. I mean, what are they, 500? It's like, you know, you think we'd be at least have more of a feel for what this team is right now. And I don't know. I talked to one person. It's like, I think this is what's going to be. They're not going to be great. They're not going to be terrible. So it's early. And, you know, was it 13 guys on the injured list? But we're still trying to figure out exactly what we've got here.
So what's your gut tell you? I mean, the hopes are so high coming into the season. The roster looks incredible. They were ranked one of the best lineups in baseball. One outlet had them as the best hitting lineup in baseball. The rotation looks solid, yet we don't know who they are.
Right. And I mean, again, with the injuries, we knew they weren't going to stay completely healthy, but this is ridiculous again. And, how long they're going to be without some of these guys. So, I mean, I think all things considered, being around 500 right now isn't terrible. And at one point, they were tied for first. So, they just need to get some breaks here. I really didn't think they were going to go through this health issue again like they have really the last couple of years. And here we are, it's still happening. But this is an 80-something win team probably. And I think there's going to be enough that they're going to get in the playoffs. And as Buck used to say, at that point, you just want a chance to roll the dice. It just has been kind of crazy when there's panic when they were 3-6 and there's a sweep and then all of a sudden they're 2 games above 500. You think, hey, this team is back, and then they lose a couple in a row. So they're kind of spinning their wheels right now.
Hey, Rock, I think the flavor of the week last week was Taylor Ward. This week it's Jeremiah Jackson. So impressed with that kid. But I think the elephant in the room for me is what is up with Jackson Holiday? I haven't heard anything. At some point, I thought he would be back a little earlier. And I was watching Ryan Ripken's video a little bit. He was talking a little bit more about his injury. What's your insight on the injury? What's the projection and prognosis on his return?
Yeah, that's the problem. The Orioles, they refused when they say they don't have timelines for injuries. And I guess I get the logic in it is that if you set a date, then the player feels pressure to be ready by then, whether he really is or isn't. But we kept speculating back in spring training, maybe by mid-April, which is where we are. And he was back in Baltimore. He worked out the other day. He was taking ground balls and he was taking BP, but he still has some lingering soreness in that kind of hand-wrist area. And they're not going to rush him. So they're shutting him down for a few days, and he's going to start another rehab assignment. And, of course, that, goes, 20 days. And then any time you can pull him off of it and, activate him. So it just depends how he's feeling. It's nothing unusual to have that kind of discomfort, but I know it's still, back when he first had the operation to get the broken bone out in February, the fact that we kept saying probably mid-April had everybody's expectations raised, and then it doesn't happen. So I wouldn't say he's had a setback. It's a process, and some guys come back from it faster than others, and a couple of them did that had it around the same time that are playing right now. I think Corbin Carroll was one of them, but they're not going to take any chances. And it's a process. Even when he's back playing, it takes a while to get your power back. It's kind of a weird injury. I think it's the bone you don't need. You just remove it, but you don't repair it. But it's going to impact him for a while. So they want to at least get the discomfort out, and then we'll see how long it takes for him to start swinging the bat like he's expected to do as a 1-1. But in the meantime, yes, thank goodness for Jeremiah Jackson. Mm-hmm. He's played a pretty good second base, too. It isn't just the hitting. He had that great diving stop yesterday. He's looked so much better defensively even than he did last year.
Talking to Rock Kabako here on the Big Bad Morning Show. Femi Amadeo, Jeremy Conrad Norris, Rob Long's off. And Rock, I guess to go back to yesterday's starting pitcher and Kyle Bradish, do you see anything wrong with him, or is it just, hey, we're getting through some of this? I mean, he's still coming off that injury last year, getting his starts in. Not that he's looked bad, I just feel like he hasn't looked like the Kyle Bradish we saw before.
Yeah, it's kind of a slow, steady climb with him. He's a little bit better each time out. He was better yesterday than he was the start before that, and he was better in that one than the one before. There's been so many stops and starts with him. He made the 8th start? He had the surgery. Then he came back from it, made 6, and you have the off season. Now you're starting back up again. So if there was an improvement, or if his velocity was really down, I think there'd be more concerns. He's just kind of working his way back. He threw a 98.9 mile an hour sinker, which is the hardest pitch he's ever thrown, and he was 98 through that first inning, and then it settled more into kind of the mid 90s, but it stayed there. So he was happy with the way he maintained the velo. Had a few bad breaks as well, but some soft contact. But he seemed pleased with it, and he feels good. And I guess that's the number one thing coming back from the surgery, as his arm feels really good. And as long as he's trending in the direction he's trending, even if it's slowly, I think the club will take that. He was able to get stretched out. He gave him 6 innings, and they desperately need that with their bullpen right now.
What's a bigger surprise to you? Because this division is strong again, and it seems like every year we talk about that. Who's the biggest surprise, though, the Tampa Bay Rays or the Boston Red Sox?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it's funny because everybody kind of ignores the Rays because of all the big spenders in the division, and the fact that a lot of people are projecting especially after the Alonso signing, that the Orioles will be back in the playoffs. And the Rays, they just kind of hover there, and you forget about them. And they seem to have good pitching every year, and they always are. The Trop's a tough place to play, so I expect them to at least be hanging around. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs, but Kevin Cash does a great job managing that club. So I guess they're not surprised as much maybe as the Red Sox right now. But we all immediately go Yankees and Blue Jays, and Tampa, meanwhile, with its low payroll, they end up trading guys as soon as they're going to start making big money. They give teams problems in that division.
Rock, my favorite player to probably watch in the AL East is Gunnar Henderson, but my favorite player to watch in baseball is Shohei Ohtani. He pitched again yesterday. I mean, I saw him hit 100 on the gun last night. I mean, he made a point before the season started that he's going for the Cy Young. What are your thoughts on Shohei? He wasn't even in the lineup last night. I think he got hit with a pitch, a shoulder bruise or something. I love watching Shohei. I hate the Dodgers. I grew up a Giants fan, but I can't stop watching him.
Well, he's a freak. Yeah, there hasn't really been anybody like him. I guess we say Babe Ruth back in the day. But, there really hasn't been. So it's fascinating to watch him. And, he has his surgery. He's not able to pitch. And you think, all right, fine. He's still it's such an impact hitter. Now he's back pitching. And a guy that can dominate in multiple phases of the game is fascinating to watch. And hopefully he gets paid for one of these days. I'd like to see him get compensated for being that good.
Right? Yeah.
Rock, I'm tired of people saying there's no one like him. When I was 10, I pitched in bad leadoff for my team, too. So there's not so many similarities. By the way, Rock, before I let you run, good luck to your Vikings next Thursday night. Is there anything specific you'd like to see them do in the draft? Maybe not draft a bad quarterback?
Yeah, it would be nice if they would do something about the quarterback situation. Look, every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. I don't know why I keep falling for it. They're not going to win a Super Bowl in my lifetime. I'm done with it. I'm done.
Rock, I like Kyler in Minnesota. I do. I think Kyler. I do. I think that Kevin can get him right. And you already know that he's going to be elusive when the play breaks down. If you can get him on time, don't be shocked if he has a bit of a revival and a renaissance. Because you probably don't know my whole NFL background, but I started in Minnesota. I got a little place in my heart for Minnesota still. The people in Minnesota are absolutely amazing. When I was living in Eden Prairie and in the Twin Cities, I had a blast while I was there. But I still kind of pull for them a little bit. And so Kevin O'Connell's a San Diego State guy. I like Kyler Murray, so I think he could do some work. So be optimistic.
I just want to bring one point out to Jeremy.
Yeah.
The Jets have more Super Bowl wins than the Vikings.
Oh, why'd you have to go there, man?
It's the only time he gets to say something.
Rock, be optimistic. Rock, be optimistic about Minnesota, man. I am. I hope you are too.
I appreciate that. I didn't know they gave up on JJ pretty quick, I guess, after one season. But,
it's been kind of though, you know.
Hey, Rock, all the best, man. I'm sure we'll be talking to you and appreciate all the insight with the Orioles, man.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
thanks, man.
So good, man. I love having Rock on.
Rock's a good dude.
Yeah,
I've never actually talked to him before. I've always listened to him, but
Did you know
never
he was
have.
a Vikings fan?
I didn't know he was a Vikings fan until you brought it up.
I found that out a few years ago when we were talking, and I was like, oh, I didn't. That's kind of an interesting thing. You don't just picture, just random people like a certain team.
I want to know why he's a Vikings fan. Is he from Minnesota?
I don't think so. I don't know if I asked him why he was a Vikings fan.
I'll do some research.
We'll have to find out. All right. We got plenty of stuff coming up. If you want to get in, 410-583-1057. Cordell Woodland joins us next hour. But up next, the Ravens have... Oh, God, this is right up Ed and Femi's alley. I'm taking the segment off. Thoughts on the Ravens' pending uniform review?
Yes!
Let's go.
Oh, we're talking fashion next here on The Fan.
After the Big Bad Morning Show, it's Vinny and Haynie.
We'll have a full recap of the Ravens' pre-draft press conference and the Orioles' crazy series finale against the Diamondbacks. Mike Bordick joins us for his thoughts on the surprisingly sharp O's bullpen, and we'll also have a pair of Bryan Adams tickets to give away.
Next on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Death, taxes, and Shohei Ohtani being better at baseball than you. The Dodgers superstar was untouchable on the mound last night, racking up 10 strikeouts over just 6 innings of one-run ball to dismantle the Mets 8-2. Ohtani, incredible. I'm Drake Toll.
Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select oil filter for just $32.99. Limit supply. See store for details. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
DEA Take Back Day. Find a collection site at DEATakeback.com.
Help keep our community safe and healthy during National Prescription Drug Take Back Day, April 25th. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent drug misuse before it starts.
Traffic is brought to you by Jerry's Home Services. Just ask Jerry's. Jerry's Home Services is the choice of Maryland homeowners for all their interior and exterior renovation needs. With an impeccable industry reputation, just ask Jerry's for a fast, free estimate by calling 410-766-6800 or visit jerryshomeservices.com.
If you dread dealing with your insurance company more than you dread being stuck in an elevator with a total stranger,
hey,
who's an oversharer,
bean burrito for lunch.
then you might have Insuranoia. And if you have Insuranoia, then you should have NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills. Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically